Hello! It is your boy.
I'm never going to get used to that. Ever.
Angus Strachan here from the Film Slice Podcast, joined as always with my co-host, Kane Diggly Wiggly Kane Dogs.
Hi there, thanks.
And Bro Diddly Doo Bro Man Richards. And this week,
I'm back, baby.
we are doing something slightly different. Last year, we did the same thing. We're having a little throwback to
This
the year.
year we're doing it worse.
We're reflecting on the past year, realising we didn't accomplish anything, and so we're going to talk about the same shit again.
I would like to apologise for a lot of mistakes I made.
So basically what we're doing here is we're doing like an Oscars kind of thing. We've got some categories that we've already nominated some films in. We're going to talk and then we're going to find out what our biggest votes are. Feel free to chime along, keep a scoreboard, and
Chime
make
in.
sure.
If you could call us now whilst we record this. I know you won't hear this till Tuesday, but if you could call us now.
My number is 0403.
But yeah, keep a scorecard and send it through at the end. I'd love to see it.
Yeah,
I don't know
fair.
if these guys would. But
Look,
I would.
honestly, I just want anyone to message me on any medium at this point. I'm very lonely.
Super. All right. Well,
Very
without
depressing story.
further ado, let's get into it.
Okay.
Let's
Cool.
get
Our
into
first
it.
category, Bro Man.
Best animated film
Oh, he's too powerful.
That's right. Best animated film.
of 2019.
Wait, the effect's still on.
Do we all have this now?
Hold on. Only Bro.
Can you just
So
leave?
my pick.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how to do this live. I'm trying to put the effects
Best
on.
at
Anyway,
all.
Angus, what are
yes,
the nominations?
we are in the best animated film.
Of 2019, which
2019.
we reviewed.
Yeah.
Which we reviewed. This is very specific. We should probably put this right up the top.
Yeah.
These are really only the movies that we
saw.
reviewed. And they're also extremely biased categories and extremely biased nominations.
Yep.
Absolutely. Also, if you want us to talk in depth, like we've got a review on each of these, so
Yeah.
if you need more information about it, go find it.
Cool. All right. So nominated for Best Animated Film, we've got Ralph Breaks the Internet, or Ralph 2.
That's number one.
We've got Toy Story 4. We've got Lion King, the remake. And we've got Frozen 2.
Okay.
I'm a bit confused about why we put Lion King in, because is it an animation?
Oh, fuck
Or
if I
is
care.
it-
It's not winning. Put it that way. I'm going for Toy Story 4. I didn't expect it to be fine, and it was as good as the first two for me. So that's what I'm picking.
I didn't like any of these films, so I'm abstaining
You
from
also-
voting.
You also
didn't
refused
watch
to
it.
see a lot of them.
I was like, hey, I only missed Frozen.
Angus, what are you picking?
I'm going to pick Toy Story 4 as well. It was surprisingly good, and it was. I wasn't happy that there was a Toy Story 4, but I guess out of this pick, it was either that or Frozen 2 for me. Wreck-It Ralph was.
It was this or nothing.
weird. Wreck-It Ralph was just.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph was just the same but more, and Lion King I've got a lot of problems with. So
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Toy Story 4, close second.
Okay, so
Frozen
that's
second.
2 votes out of the 3 of us, so that is a majority vote for Toy Story 4.
Are we
Toy
doing
Story 4.
majority votes?
It's the winner.
Okay.
Round of applause, everyone. All right. Now for the next category.
The best musical. Fuck you. The best musical.
Best musical, thanks, John.
All right.
I hate you so much. Why don't I get to be a god? I was even going to sing a musical thing. Oh.
Best.
What are the nominations?
Musical.
We don't care what are the nominations.
All right. Best musical for the nominations are Rocket Man, the Elton
Rocket
John
Man!
semi-biographical / musical thing. Frozen 2, Aladdin, Yesterday, and The
Tomorrow.
Lion King.
Oh, The Lion
So
King.
far, I've said Frozen 2 and The Lion King in the first two
but-
categories.
Yeah, you
That
know
was
what?
also
So-
all the musicals we did this year, right? That's not just
Yes.
the best, yeah.
Also, all of the musicals. we
Look,
did
it's
this year.
still not The Lion King.
Yeah, no, not The Lion King. Frozen 2 was the same as Frozen 1, but slightly worse.
I'm picking Rocket Man.
Aladdin was rubbish.
Okay,
I don't
that's
know.
fair.
Yeah, it's either Rocket Man or Yesterday. I liked Yesterday because it wasn't.
The Lion King.
It wasn't like really
wasn't a
produced
biography
as
either.
well. Yeah, it wasn't really produced, and it was someone else singing the songs as opposed to Elton John singing Elton John songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to Yesterday because
Okay.
also I thought it was a really nice and different way to do a musical than
Sure.
just the kind of generic biographical or biographical
fair.
films.
Bro, what
Yeah.
are you picking?
I also agree. I really enjoyed Yesterday. I also didn't like pretty much any of the others. Oh, Rocketman was okay, I guess.
Okay, good.
But Aladdin was shite. So Yesterday.
Yeah. Aladdin wasn't really a musical. It was more of a music video, I would say.
Yeah. It was also a bit more of just like, a steaming pile of hot mess.
Also that. All right, K-Dogs, where are you going with this one?
No, hold on.
Best musical.
Do you
Where are
have to do
you
one?
sitting in the
Oh,
musicals?
I already did it. Rocketman.
You're
So
going for Rocketman?
Yeah, I'm
You're
going for
going-
Rocketman.
So we've gone for Yesterday.
Yeah, so Yesterday, majority vote.
I didn't
Jordan,
know
you
we were doing a
You
majority.
suck,
All
man.
right, cool. Oh, wait, hey, hang on. Why does this have to be personal?
All right, Yesterday is the winner for
Takes away best musical 2019. Yeah.
the coveted Film Slice
Yeah,
Awards.
it was pretty chill. It was a pretty chill film.
Probably the best award it's ever going to get, honestly.
Yeah,
because
probably.
We are very prestigious here. All right.
Best movie about the Beatles to come out in 2019 wins that award.
It wins that award
Probably.
Yes.
There might have been a documentary. I don't know.
Did they remake A Bug's Life?
too. We are going to go broke from printing out all of these awards.
Okay.
Okay, speaking of another award, next one, Broadman.
Best sequel for 2019. Best
this is-
sequel.
Wait, if he has that again, does that mean I have the same shit one
Yeah,
each
I've
time?
only got one for each of you.
Fuck you! Alright. I hate that so much.
Best sequel
I'm not
for
respected in this.
2019.
All right, best sequel. Our nominations are Avengers Endgame.
Avengers
The sequel to finish all
Endgame.
sequels.
And then they made more.
What number is it?
It's like 27.
23, I think.
The 23rd movie.
Yeah.
John Wick 3.
John Wick 3.
Spider-Man Far From Home.
Spider-Man, the second one, Far From Home.
Toy
produced
Story.
by Sony. Sorry.
4.
Toy Story 4.
And Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker.
Star Wars
Well, it's
Episode
not
9,
Star Wars.
The Skywalker Saga, The Rise of Skywalker, starring a couple of Skywalkers.
Best sequel.
Look, I know what mine is hands down.
All right, give us what's your thoughts behind it?
Look,
John
John Wick
Wick
3. Yeah, I went when I came out of that. Me and Brody saw that together. We laughed out of enjoyment the whole way through that. It felt like I hadn't seen an action film in years. Then I went back and saw it 3 or 4 more times after that, and since then I've seen it on DVD another handful of times. It was just exactly what it needed to be. It was great action. It didn't give us too much convoluted story to try to
Wait,
get
John,
to the action.
you need to head over to Rome because that guy in Rome's got a thing to do with it. No one cares about that shit. Just shoot someone.
Yeah, it wasn't like a whole bunch of... it dropped you in the action, and it was great the whole way through, and it was fun and entertaining. John Wick 3 was fantastic.
Very good. Well, I guess majority rules, so no one gives a fuck what I think.
But what do you think?
But I think I'm not going to say John Wick 3 just because it was kind of more of the same, which
Okay.
I wasn't a fan of. I'm going to go with Avengers Endgame because it is the kind of the sequel to end all
Culmination.
sequels.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
it's such a massive endeavor, and this is like the point of the pyramid. Yeah.
And we said it during the review. It's insane that it's even an okay film. Like, it's a really
Yeah,
good film.
yeah,
The fact
yeah.
that it's even okay, being the 23rd in a franchise, which has never happened, and it not being... Usually when you get to 3, you're like, this will be bad.
Yeah,
23
exactly.
and it being good is insane.
Good effort. Yeah.
A small little honourable mention to Zombieland 2 because I did really enjoy that. I thought it was a lot of fun.
I also did that. Yeah.
Disagree. I thought it was horrible.
Fuck you, I'm voting for Angus's one now, John. So there.
Yay!
Nah, it's John Wick 3. It's definitely
Yeah,
John
that's,
Wick 3.
that's fair. All right, next category.
The worst sequel.
the worst
I hate you guys so much.
All right, the worst sequel. Our nominees for the worst sequel is Glass.
Glass, sequel to Unbreakable, and the other one.
Not Stitch, not Snatch. Split, that one.
Split, there you go.
Yeah, the Stitch Snatch.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Say that 3 times
It's
fast.
so... Glass is so much him being like, well, I'll put this little bit at the end of Split, and if people like that, I'll make a third one and pretend I always intended on making a trilogy.
I think the name of the film equally represents how fragile the script was.
He actually wrote it on glass. With glass.
Sweet, that's the worst sequel. That we've also got nominated Godzilla, King of Monsters,
What a
also
meh
rubbish.
film.
Rambo, Last Blood.
Ugh.
Did I say that right? It felt wrong coming out of my
Rambo.
Everything
Rambo?
feels wrong coming out of your mouth. What else?
Ew.
mouth. We've got Terminator, Dark Fate,
Terminator Dark Fate.
and Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker.
Episode 9 of Skywalker.
Really?
Yeah, this is a tough one because
No,
they
I've
are
got
all
one.
rubbish.
Yeah, they really are. Honestly, picking
There's
the
a
worst
reason
film
they're
is
the
so
worst
difficult.
sequel,
Yeah. Glass was so bad, because I did go back and listen. Glass was so bad, Brody, that you put Glass as the negative
For the next
in the
like two
following
films.
two podcasts that we did. For like
That is true.
for the next film that we did, you're like, and my worst for this film was Glass. Still, it just
Still
deserves another
shit
mention.
from last week. Yeah, I remember that. That was an awful film.
That being said, I'm picking Terminator. I'm so sick of them making Terminators. Stop making Terminators. It's not a good franchise. It's a good couple of films, but not enough to make a franchise.
Well, that's fair. That's exactly what I thought when I was watching it. I'm like, I feel like I've seen this movie.
You can't make a
before,
franchise
but
out of the
done
one
better.
plot. It's like
Yeah.
you just can't do it. And then when they were like, you know what, we're scrapping 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll do another completely new one. I'm like, okay, so we've had someone goes back in time to save the prodigy for the Alliance, and this one starts off they kill John Connor. I'm like, they're doing something different. No, it's the same film.
Yeah.
They just stop making
Yep.
Terminator films.
I totally agree. I'm going to say Terminator as well, just because it suffers from sequelitis. It's the epitome of what a bad sequel is.
Yeah.
Is what is just the same rehashed storyline.
And I'm also so sick of hearing build up to Terminator films where it's like, but this one is good. James Cameron watched 5 minutes of it. We gave him a lot of money and he said it's okay.
He watched the trailer.
Yeah. He watched the trailer and said, huh. And we've quoted him as it saying, great. I'm sick of that as well.
For me, it's got to be Star Wars. As much as I now think it's an okay film after watching it a couple times, I think that they just don't know what to do with the whole franchise.
Especially
and they're just making stuff, and then they're like, oh, the second one in the trilogy wasn't great. Let's just do a harsh right turn and make something completely new. And then I was just like, what the hell are we watching right now?
Especially-
And so as a sequel, and I think the true meaning of a sequel, like following on from the previous film, I think it was pretty awful.
Well, I don't think it did follow on from the previous
That's
film.
the thing. That's
Basically,
why it's
ignored
awful.
its predecessors.
Yeah.
It followed on from the one before that.
Yeah.
J.J.
It was-
Abrams was just like...
It was such a mess, and they just do a bunch of random shit like Chewbacca, here's a medal, and everyone watching is like, what? And then it's like, oh, by the way, this one person on Reddit will tell you why that happened in the film.
Yeah.
There's just like so much
yeah.
random shit like that where it's just like, this is terrible to watch.
Ah, that's true. Now I feel like we want to change it to Star Wars. Oh my god.
You could change it to any one of these because Glass is the biggest piece of hot pile of shit.
We just all had to
I've
not.
ever
We had
seen.
to agree not to all pick Glass, and as a result, none of us picked Glass. But also, it's Glass.
I'll stick with Terminator just because I feel like I was...
It was boring.
I think the
Yeah.
difference
Out of
for
it,
me
even
is-
Star Wars was entertaining. They had
Yeah,
some fights.
yeah.
There was in ships and shit. Terminator was just boring as hell.
The difference for me is if someone's like, all right, we're doing another Star Wars film, I'm still going to be on board. I'll still go see the Midnight Session. But if someone's like, we're doing another Terminator film, I'd be like,
oh, why?
fuck my life. That's the difference for me. Is that if someone said they're doing another Star Wars, I'd still be on board
I'm
to give it a
sick of
chance.
John Connor.
Yeah.
I'm sick of Sarah Connor. I'm sick of what's his fucking name, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm sick of them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair. All right. The winner of the worst sequel trophy film size podcast edition
Glass Wars.
is Terminator Dark Fate.
Yeah. So Terminator Dark Fate takes the Glass Award home for 2019, which is what this will now be referred to as.
Yeah, quite ironic, really.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
This is the most basic bitch of a film.
Can we just have a podcast where that's just me the entire podcast?
At the very least, for
Hello, everybody.
All right, basic bitch of a film.
so I feel like you need to break this
the
down a bit.
BBB of film. BBBF?
The
Basic
BBB award.
bitch.
So this is like the most cookie cutter. We just took any script that you've seen 1,000
Yeah.
times and put a different title on it.
You could change the names of the
the main
characters,
characters and you've seen it
into any
before.
franchise and
Yeah.
it'd be fine. Sweet. So off the top, we have Angel Has Fallen.
Yep.
We've got Rambo, Last Blood.
Yep.
We've got Alita, Battle Angel. Terminator, Dark Fate.
It's going to get a few mentions going downhill, I think.
Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker.
We put Star Wars in there because Star Wars is it was just such a Star Wars film, and not in a good way at this point.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it just ticked every box that the producers knew a Star Wars film had to tick, and that's why that's in there.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I mean, Terminator, we talked about it in
Yeah.
the last segment.
Yeah.
They've just reused
They
the
just
script of
reused
Terminator
this,
2.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Alita Battle Angel?
I feel like that was just enough out of the regular. Oh no! Actually, thinking about it now, it was pretty basic. Yeah,
It really
With
was.
There's like the chick can't remember anything, and then it's like there's this guy, and
It's just, it's guess what?
Yeah.
You're the hero that's been lost in time, but now there's a rebellion, and you're the savior, and now you're gonna
you're the
fight a
one
franchise.
person that
And
can
by the way,
save
yeah.
all of humanity.
Now
By
we're
the way,
gonna-
this is the first of 3 movies.
By the way, Edward Norton's in the end of this, which tells us that we're not getting any more.
it
Because he's
reminded me a
definitely
little
not doing
bit
any more of those.
the what was the film we watched last year? The Mortal Instruments.
Mortal
film.
yeah, it's exactly the same.
Mortal Engines.
Mortal
Yeah.
Engines. There you go.
That's
we
the
watched last
concept
year. It
of
was,
the
yeah,
cookie cutter
very,
film.
very cookie cutter.
It's
yeah.
just that.
Yeah. Rambo?
I'm picking Rambo. Rambo's my pick
Yeah.
because it's just such a, oh, my daughter got taken by a cartel, now I have to take out the cartel. And we saw that, the movie was called Taken, and even before that, like, it's just, it's
Yeah,
the
you
most...
could have put any of those old action stars in
anyone.
this film, and it would
Yeah.
have been the exact same
Yeah.
film.
Would have been a good Die Hard.
It would have been a good...
Would have
it
been
could
a
have
good
been
Lethal
anything.
Weapon.
Yeah.
Anything.
Well, it would have been a shit Die Hard.
Yeah, it would have been a shit
Would
of
have been
all
a
of these
shit
because it
Lethal
was a
Weapon.
shit film. Yeah, that's fair.
It's such a bad film, but it was just the most cookie cutter, like...
Fair.
It's like they had that script lying around for like 10 years, and they're like, we haven't done a Rambo in a while. Is there a script? And they're like, yeah, just put Rambo at the top of that. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And Angel Has Fallen. Thoughts on that one?
What a meh
I-
average
yeah.
film.
Yeah,
I
that was
think
the
I'm-
most middle-tiered action
Yeah.
film I'd ever seen.
I think I'm leaning towards
Angel
that
as well.
Yeah.
Just because it's,
It
again,
was
you could,
so basic.
yeah, you could just
It
swap
was
out
like,
for anything.
who is this guy again? His name's something Angel, I think.
And is that it's a sequel, isn't it?
Yep, it's
It's
the
the
third in a
third.
trilogy.
Third.
And they're all that. All of them
exactly,
are that.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
all exactly.
I'm going.
And they
for
had
Angel
drones
Has
in it.
Fallen.
The drones mate is such a basic.
My
thing now.
favorite thing about that whole franchise is the month that came out. The first one was called Olympus Has Fallen, referring to
Yeah.
the White House. And in the same month, another film called White House Down came out. And they're both about a security guard that saves the president during a terrorist attack.
Of the
and
White
that
House.
tells you how cookie cutter it was.
Yeah.
That 2 films with the exact same plot came out at the same time.
And then for some reason
So
they
good.
went and did another 2 of them.
Another 2 of those. Yeah.
London Has Fallen.
London,
Everyone
yeah.
remembers that old chestnut.
Oh, it's all a
Ugh.
blur. It's just a blur of what's his body? Gerard Butler in a loincloth, kicking someone off a hill. It's just that.
Yeah.
I think we saw the films, but
Same,
yeah,
yeah.
It's just that.
Same universe.
Yeah.
It's it's actually quite fascinating.
It's
There's
canonical.
What a
quite a few
basic
fan
film.
theories. Yeah, I'm voting for Angel Has Fallen.
I am
Broadman.
seconding that vote.
All right, Angel Has Fallen.
You lose.
Is nominated the most basic bitch film
What a
of
basic
2019.
Barge.
This film is surprisingly good.
No, it's
Say it with some more vigor.
the best, most surprisingly good film.
The best, most
Okay, hold on.
surprisingly...
Do you want me to change your voice?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. How's that?
The best
The best, most surprising film.
I feel like that wasn't better.
better.
I feel like you didn't make that better for me at all.
It's really hard to do it as we're going
on the fly.
on the fly. Yeah, it's a shame that we're not doing a pre-recorded podcast where we can just take
Yeah.
as much time as we want editing shit. Anyway, the
Those
best,
were the
most
days.
surprisingly good film nominations are Joker, Gemini Man,
Gemini Man,
Doctor Sleep,
Doctor Sleep,
Hotel Mumbai,
Mumbai.
and Zombieland Double Tap.
Double
Kane
Tap.
Dog, explain exactly what the best, most surprisingly good film category is.
Great. So this is a film that you either saw a trailer and went, that'll be bad, or you took like the studio's track record and went, well, this will be shit as well. Or you just didn't see the trailer, you didn't expect anything from it, and you came out thinking, this is really good. So any film that you basically went in expecting either less or nothing from and came out being like, huh, that was alright.
Came out with some change in your
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why, because we had a bit of a debate about this. This is why I put Joker in this list, is because every DC film leading up to this had been bad, and every single DC film leading up to the Joker was also like, this one's good, we promise. And every time I got like stung by it, being like, oh, I really hope this one is good. And so I went into the Joker being like, it will be shit because they are all shit. And every time I hear it's good, I'm disappointed. And I walked out being like, fuck, I love this movie.
Fair enough. Fair.
fair.
Yeah, I think it's the same for all of them. Like, I think the only one was Hotel Mumbai is like a movie that I not necessarily went in with bad expectations. I just went in with no expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I know, is it Dave Patel, the lead character, Dev Patel in Hotel Mumbai. I've seen him before in Lion, and he killed that. So I think that's probably out of this category for me because I
went into it not knowing
I know what you mean.
anything about it, not being, and also I think the only thing I knew about it was because at the time a whole bunch of shootings had also just happened. If you remember that. So going in, I just wasn't in the mood to watch something that was going to make me sad.
Yeah.
Like very rarely do you go into that kind of film wanting to feel sad, but I knew it was going to be that kind of a tone.
Yeah.
And I really just wasn't in the mood for it, but I walked out being like, that was a good film.
That's fair. My vote is going to go to Zombieland Double Tap because, like what we were saying in the last couple of categories, sequels are generally shit.
Yep.
And I went in thinking, they're going to destroy Zombieland or they're just going to do more of the same.
My
and
two
it's going to be
cents
rubbish.
is that they did. I see where you're coming from.
I think it's definitely more of the same, but it was also surprisingly better than I expected.
Better than expected.
Yeah.
I've got to agree with you. I would also have thrown a hat in the ring for Gemini Man just because I thought that was going to be the most cookie cutter shit piece of film that I was going to see. But Zombieland, saw the trailers and I was like, oh, they're making a sequel to Zombieland. That's going to be terrible. And I thought about that for like a year leading
10
up
years
to it.
too late as well.
Yeah, it was so much time had passed since the previous film.
Placed, yeah.
Yeah, and then went and saw it and I was like, oh, this is just like a fun romp. Okay, yeah, this is good. Yeah,
Fun romp.
I'll throw my hat in with Zombieland.
Zombieland.
I have a big passion for the Joker film, but I actually picked Hotel Mumbai just because I remember being so not in the mood to see it. And I came out being really moved by it. So Hotel Mumbai is my pick for that one.
Nice one. Sweet. All right. Well, I guess we've got Zombieland Double Tap as the best, most surprisingly good film of 2019. Now, lads, generally we have a couple of segments.
A moment of silence.
A moment of silence for our fallen comrades. No. We are going to take a little break from our categories and see what's in the mailbox. That's right. What's in the mailbox?
I'm still not sure if we're legally allowed to use this.
I think it's fine.
Okay, cool. So first up, we got Jesse Richards. We got Jesse Richards. Sorry, Jesse. And he wrote, "I love lists. Best original film: Parasite, Booksmart, The Farewell, Us." Again, like last year, these are all films that he has listed that we saw none of.
We haven't seen any of these.
Good job, Jesse. I'm glad you're listening. Worst original film. Any original film gets a kudos from me. Best soundtrack was 1917. Best actor was the entire cast of Jojo Rabbit. Best animated was Toy Story or Alita Battle Angel. Probably not entirely animated. Probably can't count that. Weirdly liked it. Best sequel, Avengers, Endgame, Star Wars. Worst sequel was Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, or X-Men. I didn't see X-Men, but I knew it was bad. Worst CGI fest was every movie. Most bland film was Zombieland Double Tap. Most cookie cutter, Men in Black International. I actually liked this movie, but pretty cookie cutter. I didn't really answer any of those probably, but oh well. Yet again, Jesse, you really fucked us over with this. But
He could start his own podcast.
He could.
He's
And
got a good...
He's seen a lot of films.
He's seen a lot of films.
He'd probably do it better than us. Nathan Glinick wrote, I think stop trying to get others to do your fucking job, you lazy twats. Fair enough.
Pick up.
Fair enough.
Taylor Broadley. Is that? Yep, Taylor Broadley. Best original Jojo Rabbit. Worst original Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Vile, and Evil and Vile. It's a long time. Best soundtrack went to Joker. Best actor, Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix, thank you. Best animated, I Lost My Body. Didn't see that. Maybe he's just having a crisis. Best sequel, Avengers Endgame. Worst sequel, Godzilla. Worst CGI fest, Captain Marvel. Not because it was... not because it was really too much. Just didn't look great. Most bland film was A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Soz Mr. Hanks. Most cookie cutter was Ford vs Ferrari. It was great, but yeah. And that's what that's what we've got in the mailbox on my end.
Again, so many films that we haven't seen.
A lot of films that we didn't. Again,
We should really probably step it up a bit.
No, we do a film every week. We can't do more than one film a week.
if I do more than one film a week, I'm retiring Brody from the podcast. Not because I don't want to see a
Wait,
film
what?
every week. I just don't want to talk to him every week.
Oh, that's fair.
More than once a week is too much.
Yeah, I'll go out and I'll start a rival podcast and I will bury you.
Yeah, I mean, look, you will. I mean, if anything, we're holding you down.
Oh,
The film
maybe I should leave.
Dice podcast. So make sure you subscribe to that. Head on over. That's Brode's solo.
Did you get anything in the mailbox, Angus? Is there anything
yes,
in your box?
We did from that Tay, who is also Taylor Broadley,
Okay, great.
has said best Jojo Rabbit, worst Godzilla. So I feel
That's
like he
fair.
probably gave you a bit more than he gave me, but
Yeah.
it's all in the mailbox.
Good to know he has favourites.
That's it. All right.
And now, it is time for a special edition of Slappity Slappity Number Time Ouch.
I don't like
It
this.
is Slap on something. I didn't have,
Slap or nap.
yeah, I didn't come up with a great name for it. I apologize.
Seamless, absolutely seamless. So on this episode of Slappity Slappity Number Time Ouch, which is named Slappity something,
I'd kind of honestly hoped you'd forgotten about this segment
If-
today.
Me too.
if you do not if you do not guess the correct number, you get slapped.
Okay, so it's the opposite,
Yeah.
but the odds are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you've got a 1 in 10 chance of
Roger
guessing
that.
the correct number.
Wait, so...
Yeah.
Oh, so we just gotta... We
Yeah.
don't get multiple guesses.
Nah, Jordan, you got to guess a number. If it's the right number, you don't get slapped.
Okay.
Wait,
If it's any
Okay.
of the wrong numbers, you get slapped.
who's
Same
slapping?
with you, Angus.
Who's doing the slapping?
Oh,
I don't
Can-
like this at all.
Can we roll a dice so you can play as well? Put it under a cup. Like,
But how are we gonna fucking check it?
okay.
roll like a D10?
Yeah.
Roll a
Yeah.
D10 under a cup.
We can do that.
We all guess, and then we reveal.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
that.
Okay, let's do that.
I gotta get. Jordan, I give you the dice.
All right, cool. Bye.
You're gonna roll it
The
there,
dice of
and I'm gonna
destiny.
put the cup on it. Sorry. We have to be quicker.
In the cup.
Oh, well, you can just roll it in the cup and then put the cup down. Oh, that's really smart, guys.
You're an idiot. All right, now we don't know what it is.
Okay, so what is it? Out of 10?
Out of 10.
8. 8. I'm going 8. I'm feeling so lucky.
I'm feeling
you're gonna-
5.
8.
You're both gonna get fucking slapped because it's 6.
All right.
Okay, 5 for Brody, 6 for Jordan, 8
Eight.
for Angus.
Wait, so we could all get slapped here.
We can all get slapped.
Okay, great.
It's a 7. We all went in between it.
Okay.
No.
How do we...
Three-way slap.
Jordan, present your aim. I've never slapped you in this game.
I feel like
This is
we, no,
interesting.
I feel like we all need to slap each other at the same time.
At the same time?
Yeah.
I was thinking because Brody slaps me, I'll slap you and you can slap Brody.
Yeah. But at the same time.
Okay, well, the thing is they're all fucking connected to headsets, so I guess
Take
I'll...
them off. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, man. Okay, how
How
are
are
we...
we doing this?
I'm gonna slap Brode. K-Dogs, you slap me. Brody slaps Jordan.
Alright, we're standing in like a weird triangle,
this.
but I've got to
wait.
use my left hand and this just isn't what I want.
I'm gonna get this on. On camera.
How? I feel uncomfortable.
This is weird.
All right, this is the Film Slice podcast doing the first ever 3-way slap.
Okay, I feel uncomfortable.
All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, so dumb. Oh, so dumb.
Amazing. All right, guys,
We've
make
got
sure.
all of the blinds open as well, so anyone just staring in from across the street or whatever is just like staring into a room with 3 men slapping each other on the arse.
I think I have a new fetish.
Okay.
That was interesting. It was really
I think
interesting.
we're going to take a break from Slappity Slappity Number Time Ouch
Yeah.
for a little
I don't
bit.
think we can top that for a
It's starting to become a bit of gay chicken, which I'm not okay with.
Wow.
All right, let's get back into the podcast and
Here we
the
go.
next category.
The best visual effects.
All right, the nominees. for
Nominees!
Best visual effects. The Lion King, which technically, I mean,
it looks fantastic, but I'm still going to sigh every time I
Technically,
remember it
Visual
exists.
effects.
Avengers Endgame, visually effective,
Absolutely.
I would say. Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. The Star Wars world is still very visual.
Look, it's still there. It certainly hasn't gone away.
Gemini Man, young boy Will
Making
Smith.
Will Smith young again, a nigh impossible feat.
Yeah, it's gonna be all over the streets in the future. Like, everyone's just gonna want
All
a
over the
Gemini man.
streets.
Yeah, like plastic surgery.
Want
It's
to
like
buy
a new
some
plastic surgery.
de-aging CGI?
Yes.
Want to buy a Snapchat filter? And lastly, we have Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Spider-Man.
Specifically, in my mind, the Mysterio trip.
Yeah,
sequence
the nightmare
halfway-
sequence that he has
which
is
was
awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thoughts?
I'm picking Avengers Endgame. There's not a single frame or scene in that nearly 3-hour long movie where there isn't either a CGI character that you believe is there, or they're in a completely CGI location that you also believe. They're either always in space, or there's always like the Hulk or Rocket Raccoon or Iron Man and Spider-Man, and all those characters are CGI, and I believe every second of them every time I watch it. CGI in that is like, it's apparent because clearly it's not real, but I don't think I've ever watched like one of those really good Marvel films and spent the whole time being like, no, that looks pretty shit. Every scene looks amazing. I believe every character in it.
I also think Avengers Endgame looks like every other Marvel film, though. Does that make sense?
A little, yeah. I guess to an extent it does, but I think the scope of this one is bigger. The scope of this was massive, and for the fact that it had that scope, that time frame, that amount of detail, that amount of characters, and the fact that most of them were CGI or in a CGI plane, is why I'm giving it my vote.
Fair enough. Bro-man.
I have got to go with The Lion King because I think that it basically made photorealistic animals.
Yeah.
And there were photorealistic animals. There wasn't. There were some moments where the CGI just didn't look great, but it wasn't really because of the CGI. It was more of because of the story of the film. Of like these lions meant to be trying to express
human
and trying to speak and stuff like that. And I was like, that didn't look too great. But the visual effects, every single thing you saw in that movie was created on a computer. There's not a single thing that wasn't.
There was only
fake.
one shot at the start. The opening shot is real, and then everything else from then on is CGI.
It's
It
excellent.
took them a long
It is
time to line up all
so
those giraffes as well.
Excellent. They get everything right. They get like all of the shadows right, all of like the lighting, all of the fur and all that sort of stuff, and the eyes and stuff like that. And it's just like, that is excellent technology.
Yeah. It's funny because it's the downfall of the film
Yeah.
is that it's so photorealistic
Yeah.
that the lions can't emote, and you kind of have that emotional disconnect from it. Yeah, for sure.
It's one of those things where that's something incredible, and they couldn't have done something worse with it. It's like they couldn't have done a worse thing with that. If they'd given us a movie we hadn't seen before, anything would have been impressive. But the fact that they literally gave us The Lion King and were like, look, if you did something new, we'd be impressed, but you didn't. But the CGI is not the reason that movie was bad.
Yeah.
Everything else is.
Technically, I'm going to give it to The Lion King because it was so
So
photo
good looking.
real. Yeah.
Sure.
It was awesome. All right, quick, into the next one. Superman.
That's just a bit much.
How come all
Settle
of
down,
mine
mate.
is shit?
Settle down. Settle down.
Jeez, that was the biggest CGI shit show, I think is what
Yeah,
they
the worst
actually say.
CGI. Biggest CGI fest.
Couldn't tell.
Yeah, well, I guess it kind of makes sense.
that was also the biggest audio effects shit show.
All right, CGI shit show. We've got Hellboy. We've got Aladdin. We've got Dumbo. First time making it onto a list. Godzilla, King of Monsters, and Hobbs and Shaw. Also first time making it onto the list. Also Hellboy.
So these were nominated as either
Why did you say Hellboy twice? Have you written it twice?
No, as in Hellboy. It's the first time Hellboy's
On a
on
list.
a
Right,
list,
okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
So these were nominated either because they are just CGI shit shows,
Like they're just full of CGI.
full of CGI,
in a
and they're a
bad
bit
way.
shit, or their CGI was shit.
Well, shit,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's either
take it
of
both
those
ways.
could get you nominated. Yeah.
So for people wondering why Dumbo was on there, the reason Dumbo's on there is because they gave the elephant weird human eyes, and it made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it was just aesthetically,
Quite
it was
odd.
just like a bit strange in all the places they went to, and it was just a bit.
Yeah.
Again, because it's set in reality,
Yeah.
but
It was weird to do
weird.
It's a
like a
fantastical
nearly
story,
photorealistic elephant and then give it a weird animated face. Was off-putting.
yeah.
strange.
I mean, Aladdin copped a lot of flack for
Yeah.
the first trailer with
Will
Will
Smith.
Smith.
Blue
Yeah.
Smith.
Will Smith, yeah.
I'm giving
I
it...
think they fixed it in the movies a
They
bit.
did
like
a better
made it
job,
bit better,
but they
it's
drew
still
so much
Still
attention
just
to it in the
weird
trailer.
to look at.
I'm giving it to Hellboy.
Hellboy. And that's why giving it to Hellboy. Fair enough.
Hellboy was a steaming pile of hot garbage.
Not only was every moment just like unfinished CGI, but even with their design of their monsters, which were all CGI, if you guys remember it, it wasn't even like... It was actually gross.
Yeah.
And not in like a good way, not in like a monster was grotesque. It was gross in that it looked like someone had sneezed a body worth of snot onto a monster.
Also, Hellboy looked terrible as well.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just gross.
Ugh.
It just looked gross.
That's fair. I'm gonna say Hellboy too.
Yeah. I think it's a Hellboy. all
Hellboy,
around
it's
today.
I felt nauseous watching it.
Alright.
was
Alright,
the biggest
Hellboy.
shit show.
Biggest CGI shit show. On to our
Awful.
next.
This is the best original film.
You sound so cool.
Thank you very much.
It always reminds me of like the Wizard of Oz, where they peek behind the curtain. It's just an old man, but like,
Pay no attention to that old man.
pay no attention to the old man behind the curtain.
Best original film. We've
Best.
got 1917, which we've put
1917.
in here because technically it was released in 2019.
December, yeah.
We did, however, review it in 2020, but you know, it's fine. Ford vs Ferrari. Green Book, which is a long
Green
time
Book.
ago.
Yeah.
Hotel Mumbai, also a long time ago.
Mumbai.
Jojo Rabbit
Jojo Rabbit,
and The King.
The King.
King Netflix
The
original.
King.
yeah.
Yes. Thoughts, boys?
Look, this was such a tough list.
It's-
Even picking, I think we've got 6 on this list because we
Yeah.
couldn't narrow it down to 5.
We had even more as well. We had
Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
more. We had Tolkien and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm giving it to Jojo Rabbit. Everything about it was incredible. The performances were amazing. The subject matter and the way they handled it was incredible. The fact they managed to make it funny being the subject matter was amazing. Even though you kind of have an idea of where it's going, it certainly had moments that had like plot twists and surprises that really did get me. Everything about the film was flawless for me. That movie was incredible.
Man, this is so hard.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, 1917. No, but Ford vs Ferrari is awesome. I remember loving Green Book. Hotel Mumbai. Anyway, I'm just going through the list
Viggo
again.
Mortensen was incredible in Green Book as well.
Ah, insane. Yeah. Look, I mean, I'm going to go with Jojo Rabbit just because it's my favorite out of those, and I'm probably most likely to watch that one again.
That's kind of what I thought.
1917 was stunning and such an amazing story and such
Absolutely
technical brilliance behind it as well. So that's probably like a hot second for me, but yeah, Jojo Rabbit just it's awesome seeing a director have his own
Have freedom.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah, have his own
Have
freedom.
freedom
and-
to do it without someone controlling him.
Exactly. And like that, I think that's the epitome of an original film.
Yeah.
It's like being
Creativity.
able to create something from scratch. Not that it was created from scratch. Like I think it was from a book or something that
Yeah.
he kind of got the idea of, but he like he obviously injected his own personality into the film. So, yep, Jojo Rabbit for me.
So now that you've both picked Jojo Rabbit,
Yes.
Yeah, but your vote still means nothing, but say it anyway.
So I'm because Jojo Rabbit was absolutely excellent. I think it definitely deserves to win. I'm definitely going to shout out The King because that's probably the film that I'm going to watch the most out of all the films on that list. Just because I'm such a big fan of the subject matter of that film
And the
I was
action
like,
sequences in that.
yeah, medieval
were
action,
incredible.
gritty medieval action and stuff like that.
That mosh pit
Yeah.
in the middle with
Yeah.
Joel Edgerton just like, oh.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely excellent, and it's kind of everything that I kind of wanted in a film at that point. I was
Yeah.
like, I really love my medieval stuff, my fantasy, sword and sorcery type stuff, and to have that film come out, I was just like, oh, this is excellent. This is what I want in a film. So I've definitely got to shout out.
And it's definitely one of the many movies that Netflix is showing that they've got enough chops to play with the big boys.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I would have
Timothy Chalamet,
I would have
Joel Edgerton, so
happily seen
good.
that at the cinemas.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Nice one. All right, but the winner for best original film is Jojo Rabbit.
Rabbit.
All right, on to the next one.
Best performance.
You're sounding a bit weird there, Jordan. Just a little bit weird.
This is bullshit.
Sorry, what is it, Jordan? What is it?
Best performance.
And the nominees are Green Book, Viggo Mortensen. I should probably do the other way around, shouldn't I? Because it's performance.
Yeah, it's performance.
Viggo Mortensen from
The
Green
Green
Book.
Book.
He did such a great job in that.
J. Kewan P. Heonux from Joker.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Or as Brody's great pun, which made me laugh the other day, was "We keen for tweaks."
Yeah, we
keen
keen
for
for Twix.
We keen for tweaks.
We've got Christian Bale from Ford vs Ferrari.
Chuck it in third gear.
We've got
Don't know.
Scarlett Johansson from Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo.
We've got Timothy Chalamet from The King, and we've got Thomasin McKenzie from Jojo Rabbit.
Fair enough.
Lord, what a list!
Yeah, so
God
these are
damn,
all,
this is hard.
as I said, there's so many good performances over the past year, but these are the best ones from the films that we reviewed specifically.
Yeah.
Oh god
Yeah,
damn!
no, geez.
I will say that when the trailer came out for Green Book, I was like, that guy looks... Who is that guy? Because I've only seen...
Lord of the Rings.
I saw Lord of the Rings and I saw The
Hidalgo.
Road were the only things that I'd seen Viggo Mortensen in. And in both of those, he plays quite a thin, skinny bloke. And I did not recognize him until someone told me it was Viggo Mortensen. And not only does he change like his appearance, but in that movie, he's unrecognizable from any other role he's done. He plays that character so perfectly.
I think he's the epitome of what a good actor is. He's just like morphing himself into the character.
And Christian Bale, known for the same stuff.
Yeah.
And
Christian Bale was
so is
excellent.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah, like super, not method, but like very willing to delve into their role.
Dedicated.
Like, I mean, Viggo Mortensen could have just as well played the skinny guy and played that character, but the effort that he went to gain the weight and like he just turned into it. I'm gonna go Green Book as well. I think Viggo.
That's not what I've gone. That's just.
Oh, okay. I'm going Viggo Mortensen Green Book just because it's like, and he's not a massive actor, but you can just tell in this movie that he loves the craft. Like he adores the craft, and it looks like he had fun with it as well. Yeah, that's me. Broad.
I am going to go Joaquin Phoenix from the Joker, just because I think that was an absolutely extraordinary performance. It was just one of those things where he transformed into a completely different person. And it was also very complex. It wasn't like I'm playing a person from here that does this or whatever. He was like, I'm playing a mentally unstable person
Who has several
that goes
different
through many different... different like versions of himself throughout the film, and also transforms in the film. Yeah. And so it was just like, so many levels there that were just all excellent.
I'm jumping on that and also picking Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix.
If you could learn how to say his name, that'd be
picking Joaquin Phoenix as well. For a lot of those same reasons. Also, a lot of the bonus and special features of that stuff has dropped on YouTube over the past couple of days. And for anyone that is half interested, check it out, because there's one that I watched yesterday. It goes for about a minute, and it's him as the Joker, and it's meant to be him entering the Murray show. And it turns out that Joaquin Phoenix did about 90 takes, and each of those completely different, but all of them perfectly personify the character. Yeah, and they're all so vastly different of how he entered. But just in general, that movie did such a great job of capturing just that character, and also, I mean, following from the footsteps of Heath Ledger, man, that's a big role to take. Like, no one cares about Jared Leto, but coming after, coming off the back of Heath Ledger's Joker, to have the guts to take this role and make it your own and not feel like you're constantly having to fill those shoes. And other people are going to measure him to that and still think he's great. Yeah. He deserves it, man. He did a great job.
I've got to give a big shout out to everyone in
Jojo Rabbit?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
Because I think there was not a single bad performance in that entire film.
Yeah.
And I think everyone was absolutely excellent.
Agreed.
But I think there was just not really a standout. Do you know what I mean?
I feel very similar for Jojo Rabbit. I think there are 2 nominations here for Jojo Rabbit, right? I think everyone in that movie was There wasn't. I think that was my positive. Everyone in that movie brought it to the table. They did a great job.
They're all awesome. Really good actors this year. Yeah, awesome. So Joaquin Phoenix takes the best performer. Is he French? I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure he's American.
Yep, cool.
Let's move on.
And now for the Shit Film Award of 2019. It is the shittest of shit of shit of shit of shit.
See, why can't I just sound like that just once?
The Shit Film Award, the coveted Shit Film Award. If
Yeah.
there is one award that you want to walk home with from the Film Slice podcast,
Yeah,
it's
it is
not
also
this one.
Not this one.
It's
yeah.
also known as the Shit As Glass Award. Because whatever this film is, if it's not glass, then it's just as bad as glass.
Just as bad as glass.
All right, our nominations are Glass.
I vote that we don't give it to Glass because Glass doesn't deserve any award, no matter how shit the award is.
Glass, Hellboy, The Lion King,
Hellboy was so
Terminator, or The Kitchen.
Terminator. The
First time
kitchen.
the
Oh, the
kitchen showed
kitchen.
up.
Kitchen was awful.
The reason I'm not giving it to The Kitchen is because I think a movie...
They tried.
The way I measure a shit movie... Well, no...
Suck on that Glass.
But I measure a shit movie also in comparison to its hype or how good it should have been. And the thing is like... There's a lot of films that are worse than these ones, but also no one saw them and they don't deserve to, like, they didn't get played in the cinemas. I think a shit film should be measured to how good it could have been. And that's why I picked The Lion King. I picked The Lion King because outside of its CGI, they did nothing. They literally took the script from The Lion King and just got new actors to come in for like a day and just say those lines.
Recite
and
the
then,
movie.
And then they told the actors they had to downplay their emotions so that it fit with the animation. And then they just took two artists that were big in the charts and went, hey, can you guys sing that one song? But only like this. Because we want to sell this particular pop album.
Yeah.
It's just, every time anyone's like, oh, The Lion King, I'm like, no,
Yeah.
it's so bad.
I'm jumping on that train as well. The Lion King, it killed what I love about Disney films, which is like the music. Like I really adore the music, and they just ruined it. It's Beyonce doing just way too much vocal gymnastics and shit with her voice. Like these songs are meant for kids to be able to sing along to.
with,
yeah.
And how are the little kids going to feel when they can't do what Beyonce is doing? Like, it might be easy for her, but kids are going to feel shit trying to sing along. And, like, it's not what these movies are about. There's no emotion in
The
them.
movie's meant to be about the
And-
heart behind the characters and the
Exactly,
heart
yeah.
behind the story. And the other problem with this movie is I think the story does not hold up. The Lion King, when it came out in 1990, whatever, was kind of fine. But now it's kind of weird in terms of social political correctness. And I think we talked about it, so I don't want to go too deep into it. But for anyone who hasn't really thought about it, it really is a bunch of women being like, we need a man to save us. I mean, we're all warriors, but we need this 17-year-old guy to come back, so at least there's a man in charge. It also was just weird. It's weird to re-release that movie in this time with that plot of being like, well,
was really
we need to go find a male to be in charge. Otherwise, I guess we're just going to be slaves. It's
Yeah.
like, that's a weird movie to re-release.
Yeah.
Without changing the plot at all.
Seeing
Agreed.
though, you've both chosen Lion King, which means that will get the award.
Oh, I had
I
picked
can
Glass.
choose Glass.
Yeah.
Glass is so shit.
We did it
it's
for you.
such a
We did it for you,
terrible
Brody.
film.
We did it
It
for
is
you.
horrible. I fucking hate it so much.
It's such
It
a
is
bad
so
movie.
bad. Seriously, if you haven't seen it, don't see it. Take it off any sort of list or anything. If they ever put it on Netflix, write into Netflix and tell them to take it off Netflix. It is terrible. It is such a terrible film.
It's the greatest thing about Glass is Bruce Willis has really gotten away over the last decade of not trying in films. Like, he
Yeah.
always shows onto set and he basically always looks like someone's just woken him up from a nap and he's just like,
And they
muttered
decided
his
to just
lines.
write that into his character.
Yeah, and that's what I
It's
love about
he
Glass.
bends a piece of metal.
Yeah, that's
he
what-
just runs up to a thing, he bends it.
What I love about Glass is they basically wrote this movie for Bruce Willis. This is the ultimate Bruce Willis movie. It's the
it's
ultimate
so
old man
awful.
Bruce Willis movie. It's like, Bruce Willis, look, you are an action hero and there is a fight scene, but we've actually downplayed everything so you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
And he's like, great. But also you're the hero, but we're also going
What?
to drown you in a puddle.
Also, let's build up this awesome final like climax
On a
of the film,
rooftop.
and then let's just cut all that out and have it done in a parking lot. What the fuck
Such
is
a
with this film?
also secret agency of superheroes, but
Yeah,
they like the agency's like, we kill off anyone who's too powerful so that they
Yeah.
can't. But the people they choose to kill off is like an old man with the strength of a young man,
Yeah.
and a middle-aged man with the strength of a middle-aged man.
And a man who is wheelchair prone, and so he can think a lot. He has a lot of
And
time to
just-
think.
It's literally
just
that,
like,
and
what?
then they just killed like a Stephen Hawking type dude.
Jeez.
Like, there's a whole organization that rented out a restaurant then they all sat in a restaurant and collectively decided we should kill basically anyone who puts up a relatively miraculous feat on YouTube.
A shit film.
All right. Dishonorable mention, I guess, to Glass, but the winner is Lion King for the
Lion
Shit
King.
Film Award.
As shit as glass.
2019.
As shit as glass.
As shit as glass, 2019. All right, our final category.
The bestest film of 2019.
2019.
So if you didn't catch that, that was the bestest film of the year.
Bestest film of the year
The
of
best.
2019.
The film Slice's choice.
The top shelf of Slice.
So in order to do this,
Scotch whiskey of whiskies.
because when we had to compile the list, and we obviously didn't want to tell each other exactly what we were going to pick, so we each picked two. We
Yes.
each picked two films, so that one is kind of like our pick and our runner-up. But there's 6 films in this one, yeah?
Yes, there certainly is. Cane Dogs, thank you for that. We're heading into our final nominees.
Cool.
First, we have The King.
The King.
Next, we have The Joker. Joker. Next, we have John Wick 3.
We can't do this
No,
one.
we can't really do that, no.
No.
We've also got 1917, Jojo Rabbit, and Green Book. All
That is quite a list
very
there,
worthy.
sir.
Yes, all extremely worthy. But for me, I'm going to have to wait till you guys go because I haven't made up my mind yet.
Okay.
Cane Dogs.
I put in The Joker and John Wick 3.
Both very good films, both starting with J, which is the same letter as as your first name, Jordan. Is that a big coincidence? Or?
So,
Well-
before you say it,
Yeah.
you have given best... what was it? Best...
I've given both of them an award each so far.
Oh,
They've both
yeah,
got an
you
award
have.
each.
You have,
Yep.
so... Never mind.
Best film for me though is Joker. I expected it to be bad, but not only was it great in comparison to one of my favorite movies of all time, The Dark Knight, but also it's just a movie that I think has a really incredible take on a character. It has a really incredible take on what it can be like to have a mental illness. There's an incredible line in that movie that's like, the hardest thing about a mental illness is that people expect you to act as if you don't have one. And the whole movie kind of plays on that idea.
It's extremely heavy.
It's a heavy film, and
extremely heavy
this
film.
film was very much like, people came out and said I hated it. It was the worst, either because it was too dark or because maybe they thought it was disrespectful in some way or another. There's certainly arguments for all of those things, but I walked out thinking this is going to be best film of the year, and I called it in that podcast, and I still feel it now. It just is amazing in every aspect for me.
Very good, alright. That's one for the Joker. Broadman.
I have got to say that this being the bestest of the best films, this is not the film that I'm most likely to watch multiple times or whatever. This is not the film that sings the most to me. This is like what I think the best film of 2019 was, and I've got to go with 1917 because it is the film that I've been the most immersed in for probably, the last 5-10 years maybe. Well, I just watched this, and because usually when I'm watching a film, I usually have those moments where I look at the exit sign of the cinema, I look at someone in front of me looking at their phone, something that brings me out of the film, and then I'm like, oh, I'm not in the film anymore, and then it takes me 10 minutes, and then I'm back in the film. I didn't have a single moment like that watching 1917. I just sat, watched 1917. I was like, this is amazing. Just went through everything. I felt like I was there with them, going through all of those horrible
Trials and hurdles
amazing
and-
moments. Yeah, there's trials and hurdles. And the film finished, and I was like, wow, that was amazing. And then I was kind of taken back, and I was like, oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm not in Germany or whatever. Yeah, friends. And it was just...
Yeah, not in either of those places.
It was so immersive, and that's something that I find it kind of rare for films
absolutely.
a quality that
to
is
capture
rare for
you
films to have.
for that long.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, I thought it was excellent.
Well played. Well
Can't
said.
speak. I can't speak.
Well spoken.
Well spoken.
Yeah, man, this is obviously probably the toughest
This is tough.
one to
This
choose.
is tough biscuits.
For the complete opposite reasons that you said, I would probably have chosen Jojo Rabbit, because to me it is the film that I will watch over and over again, and I do really enjoy that. But I think the best film of 2019 for me is 1917. It's an awesome feat, and it's amazing to see that there's still creative people there, still people that are willing to go against the grain, still people that are willing to try different things. Like this may not have worked, but like even just watching all the behind the scenes stuff that they specifically put as a part of their advertising campaign was this behind the scenes, this how they made it. Like they tried to make this a continuous one shot, and just seeing the passion behind creating the film and seeing a director that's just wants to make film, like just has this idea and goes from conception all the way to, you know, the red carpet. Like it's phenomenal, and it's an amazing film as well. It's an amazing part of our history, and like to see it honored in that kind of a way, and still to have it so personal as well. I think it's just ticked all the boxes it could have. So yeah, for me, 1917, and by law of majority, the best film of 2019.
The best year in 2019 was, in fact,
1917.
2018. Much better year than 2019.
Wow.
No, it was 1917, voted by the Film Slice host. But if you guys have a different opinion, please feel free to send them into our mailbox. You can hit us up on our Instagram, Film Slice Pod. You can hit us up on Facebook, Film Slice Pod. Give us an email.
I live in Macedon.
Filmslicepodcast at gmail.com.
Come visit.
Jeez, that's a bit too much away.
There's only like 3 houses in Macedon. It's not going to be hard to track you down.
Not only is there only 3 houses in Macedon, also there's only one person under the age of 30 in Macedon, and that's Jordan.
Cool. Sweet. That's the end of the... Oh, hang on.
Do we have another...
Hang on. No, we've got... There's one more category. Sorry, I've just passed that. Oh.
Well...
So it's... Okay, we'll quickly tack this on, this kind of anticlimactic, but we've got one more category. I'll just say it. It's most forgettable films.
Oh, I forgot to do that one.
So, well, we can probably... We'll just think of some...
Oh, there was that one...
I'm sure there was one...
Was it aliens or was it zombies? Or was it...
Something...
It had like a bird in it?
You know what? We'll get back to it. Just cut this bit and
Cut this
forget
bit
this.
out. Okay, yeah.
Forget to put this bit in.
Yeah, cut this bit out. And then,
Cut this bit out.
if you could also cut all of Jordan's stuff as well.
Film Slice Podcast. See you next week, boys and girls. And all kinds of species in the world that are
See you next week, everyone. There you go.
Saved it.
Bye.